Hello again. Welcome to Chapter 6 of the Middle-Aged Minecrafter Minecrafting channel. And picking up exactly where we left off, as per usual, as per the style I hope to achieve. We are moving on to a separate northern route, the one I mentioned before, where we can take a rail to the famed Isle of Man, mentioned way back in episode 2, I believe it was, as we're coming up on the crossing of line 673, a incredibly historical significant line. You can see it's made out of cobblestone and doesn't have a rail on it. That is the first line rail in the sky that I built. I'm guessing I started up there somewhere and worked my way down. Gosh darn, glitchy thing. Worked my way down, and it goes to block 5,000 or so down there. I don't think it's precisely 5,000. I didn't have my coordinates at the time. It was a blind guess. So surely it's not precisely 5,000, because that would be just weird. But it's at least 5,000. The first village we're going to come up on here is Anvilania, which I believe we did start some very light tinkering with, mostly roadways. And it might even have a pink railway station. Let's find out. Here it is. Nice little depository easement right here in the heart of it all. Animal pens. Good side. Oh, yes, look, we have a full-fledged pink station, don't we? Nice. I don't remember how far I get with all my various projects. 965. Sometimes the math is really easy. It's just the reverse of the other one. There you go. Isle of Man, 1679. That sounds like a fair bit. It's almost twice as far. Anvilania seems to have a working door. Wow. I don't honestly recall building that many successful iron doors. But I have to say I'm pleased about it. Now, does anybody live here? Huh. This is a nice... There we go. There's somebody. Probably make sure there's plenty of beds here. And throw down some bread and potatoes. Just because I want someone to live here. There needs to be enough. You know, you can't have a town with 3 villagers. 2 of them die, and then you have an abandoned town. Uh-oh. I tapped the cart the wrong way. There we go. Thank you. Alright, so that goes back to where we came from. We don't want to do that. Got some goodies, maybe. Coal and flint. Trivial things. Very, very good. Moving on. Gotta see this Isle of Man. And what else will be on the way? Obviously, this rail line was built in the pumpkin period, where I made lots of things out of pumpkin. I'm guessing I angled them that way so that the faces would welcome you as you came back home. Was probably the thinking. This is scenery I haven't seen in ages. For sure. Well over a year. Quite possibly 2. Maybe 2 is a little steep. This is definitely the middle era. Between the beginning and now is when this was built. Lots and lots of stuff has been done since then. I'm not sure. This might have even been built after the South Terracotta or the Yellow, not South Terracotta. the yellow terracotta line, which is basically the line that goes to the Woodland Mansion, which is definitely 30,000 blocks from where we're at, as we are going north, yes, and we are darn far east. 1,900 blocks east, good 2,500 blocks from home in that direction, and climbing, well, we're not even parallel with it yet. We were pretty far south, I guess. Is that right? Yeah. We've got to be going north. And we are 1,900 east. Told you it was a long ride. 1,600 blocks or so. Might as well have a sip of my coffee. While we ride the rails. Try to look around a little. As best we can render. What's that curious thing down there? It certainly looks like something I built to oh, okay. Wow, so I didn't take us all that far up the river route, but remember the series of markers that would guide you to the Isle of Man? I believe that is one of them. Because we're definitely in the northern section now as the negative numbers are climbing. Oh boy, here we go. Look at that. Well, I certainly built something there, didn't I? Oh, this is the Isle of Man. That's right. Indeed. And it also has quite a super station like Winterfell. Perhaps even one gradient higher. Isle of Man to Amvalania and Grand Bavaria Station. And of course this sign tells us that we're off to Terracotta North. And I'm sure we can get there in this episode. A bit of extra storage and oven action here. And I've got some nice pathways made out of brick that I'm sure I purchased. And here is a grand stairwell straight down to this farm. Oh, this is kind of pretty neat, I may say so. Obviously, this has all been engineered. Imagine what a broken mess of flooded villagers and streets are and were. I fixed all this up. Got some vegetables, made use of the land, a la Netherlands. Let's see. Junk, but here is a cool underground secret underwater viewing chamber. Isn't that neat? I think it is. What's around here? Anything? Okay. Well, that is pretty anticlimactic. The star of the show is over here. Yes, look, you can see the pretty glowing vegetation and the fish. This is really nice. I want to keep this episode going, but this would be a really good place to end one, wouldn't it? What an idea. That's pretty neat. So much effort, but at least I came back here to enjoy it once again. Another benefit of making these videos. Am I making them for anybody, or am I just making them for myself? Apparently I was incorrect. There's a huge glowing pumpkin eye over the Isle of Man, and we would have seen that if we would have boated here, which is what we did so many times. I believe we had it dialed in to where we would land pretty much at this dock. I built a little bridgeway there. Town built again on cliffs, so hopelessly so, there's not even room to really gradient them down. I suppose I could if I really wanted to. Maybe. It'd still be right up against this one. I'd have to close off that door or something. No, this was our dock. We'd swim right into here. From way out there. I'm on a mission for sea lanterns. There's a lot of glowing stuff out there. Wow. Okay, so this place definitely has villagers. I'm guessing they're all sleeping right now. And this is a multi-bed bunkhouse that I made. There's a little bit of mining underneath, and there's cool stuff up there. Obviously, I made that butcher building and refined this canal and made this pretty. I think it's lovely. Indeed. I may say so myself. It's just a neat game that is cathartic because it is so low stress and low key, if you want it to be, like I do. Stuffs must have been found in there. Can't say I'm seeing a lot of people. Where are they? All these beds are empty. This is worrisome. No one lives here? People used to live here. What happened to this town? No. That's not cool. Man. Come on, I give you everything and you die off anyway. There's everything here but people. This was a town. Huh. Obviously, I built this roadway. I don't know. Maybe they all fell off of it. There's another big fat eye. I think I have a secret chamber here somewhere. Now I want to know what's in it. Hey, look at that. These stairs? Sweet. Oh, that's neat. Hey, a person. Holy cow, goodness. Thank goodness. If there's two people here, we need to get them eating. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Yeah, I know. What we got here? Potatoes. You're gonna die out, you know. Do you have anybody to mate with? Yeah. Where are they at? Oh, I don't want to give you a poison potato. How many do I have to give you? 12? Where's your friend? Yeah, you just hold on to them until we find your friend. Tell me someone else lives here, please. Oh, yes, hello. How about some potatoes? Now go find your... Go... You've got to survive. Oh, goodness. Alright, well, anyways, you guys have fun. I'm gonna get out of here. Look at all these lovely brick walkways. How European is that? This is neat, isn't it? I like being able to kind of fix it up and make it sensible. I guess that's the point. That's why they make it messed up. So you have something to do. If everything was already perfect and nice, it wouldn't trigger your OCD and make you go, I can't stand it. I have to fix this. Alright, I hope you two guys are alive when I come back. This might be where the door didn't work. Must be. Let's go off to North Terracotta Land. This line is not very much longer. And yes, we boated all the way out to the North Terracotta Land. This was just a stopping station. We didn't do this by rail in the early days. We did it by boat. Across all this water. You can see some of the remnants of our presence coming up. As we venture even further and further into the east. Definitely making this map well over 20,000 blocks wide. Let's see. Okay, so 2,000 plus 18,000. We're at least at 21. So there you have some messing around and mining did down there. Here it comes. Terracotta. You can't see any of it. It's not there. Nothing's there. We're off into space again. We'll just wait here for it to manifest. There we go. Are we all finally rendered in? Okay. Here's the massive Terracotta Land. This is the big one. The other one looks... I was impressed by the little one until I saw this one. This one's almost annoyingly big. There we go. Got this whole section in here. And we go through some more tunnel. And it would be perfectly reasonable to think it would end there, but obviously we are carving through much of it. At least there's the sky again. We're not very deep. Oh, here's another whole basin. So all that's terracotta and mesa biome. And here's where my rail line ends, way at 3000 east. We can run over here. It looks like a stairwell. Look, here's another big valley of it. And I assure you, it goes on and on and on that way. So huge. It's a interior designer's dream. Come and pillage all the colored terracotta for your aesthetic 1970s design. You've got dark brown, harvest gold, boring beige. You can make a hopelessly uninspiring color scheme. The good old 70s colors, reddish brown, brownish red. But I kind of like it. Totally looks like a shirt from the 70s. I'm sure I had clothing this color scheme as a little kid. So anyways, that's as far north and east. Well, yeah, this definitely goes north and east. I'm gonna have to kind of review the own coordinates in some ways, but we know that goes out to 3000 east, but we're only 430 north, and I'm pretty sure that the Winterfell line goes way more north. Maybe this far. Well, not this far east. Not this far east. So this is really the eastern branch. Black line is the northern branch. Green line is the loop. The gray line is the southern branch. Well, the southeastern branch. And then the yellow terracotta goes to Woodland Mansion. That is the southwestern branch. And man, there's so much out there. There's at least 24 villages that I've at least marked. If nothing else, it has a sign that says discovered on this date. And some of them go back to 2020, because apparently we did our on foot Woodland Mansion run way back then, and checked it out and ran there and then left it alone for a long time until basically I didn't go back until I was ready to build a rail line there. That's pretty much how that went down. I had the map, I ran all the way there, checked it out, and ran all the way back in a different path to kind of, I guess, discover more things and also shorten the duration, because I had an idea of target coordinate numbers, whereas I wasn't following the map, trying to discern which direction the map was telling me. Eventually I kind of had it straight on, but it threw so many towns in the path, and it became kind of overwhelming trying to name them all and make an establishment or a recognition of their existence. But I'm working on it, keeping up with it. Some of these holes are so intriguing like that. Why do I just want to go in there? Anyway, trekking on back all the way to Anvilania on the 1900. Interesting. It's another place I ride 1900, but I think it's negative 1900. I don't know if that was intentional. Now we're heading west. And we are definitely well south of the base. Way down here, in line with Bavaria Station, of course, which is at 725 down to 398. It's a 625 block ride or whatever. Now, don't think this episode's been going on too terribly long yet. We saw an awful lot. I think we can squeeze in a bit more. Wow, that is a gorge of death. I have a section of rail line that runs through a fairly impressive gorge of death. And it's fun to ride a minecart through something like that. All in good time. All right. Last little leg from Anvilania. Just another good look at it. So there's a place where I marked the initiation of the sky walkway. Put a little, like a historical marker, if you will, that said this is where it all began. And of course, I think I call it something corny like the site of the first men, which is just another dumb Game of Thrones reference. The site of the first railway. Well, not railway. The site of the first skyway. I can never remember if it's north or south of this. I have a feeling it's south of this. And that was continued for some reason. Or maybe it is up there. I think it does connect for some reason. I have to actually kind of sort it out. I can produce things so much quicker and easier and faster now with practice and habits and mass industry. There's the Grand Bavaria Station with its super tall windows looking at you. Alright, we'll just leave that there. I don't think we have to worry about mobs getting in here and stealing them. They probably do anyway, but... Did I leave this one out here? Or did I move that one over? I still have one in my pocket. And well, I just thought this was cool, because, you know, glowing pumpkins, man. They're cool. Obviously green to designate green line, and nothing to designate gray line. Well, I guess we'll be responsible. We'll take this off here. It's not like there's not minecarts over there. And I'm so happy I have a poison potato on me now. I feel so much better. Alright, let's go back. Towards the home. This village was discovered trudging this rail line back. Just building that. I came across it. I was like, well, that'll be interesting to explore later. I don't care right now. I'm building my rail line back home. All I care about is interconnectivity and getting back to my base. I can come back and explore this later when I have my bearings, because that's not what I feel like I have. Anyways, we just have to get up to the 101. And we're gonna come up on an experimental switch house. Before I came up with the idea of putting the train stations on the ground with the ramps, I thought I might make the train stations in the air like this, which would be cool for villager security, but then you have to climb up and down stairs all the time. And I decided that that wasn't worth it. Now, this is, I guess we better stop, because who knows when we're coming back. We'll just go ahead and jump off this for a minute. Here is my experimental train station, and this is like a junction box, so to speak. Stairwell to get you down to the ground. And anyway, designed and crafted by yours truly. This is supposed to be, well, just more rail line extension, but if you go down here, just a mere 270 or so blocks, you end up on the 673, which is the first road. Let's just call it that. That was the first road. First road started down there somewhere and then went down to 5,000 blocks. Keep saying it over and over to try to kind of help maybe keep track of everything in relevance. It's that road. There's really not that many roads. It might seem like at first that there's a lot of roads and train lines, but in some ways there isn't. There is and there isn't. We've pretty much explored all of the ones that are not down off of the southern terracotta. There's almost a whole nother network after the Yellow Point Junction. And I've just about finished showing you all of the stuff on this side of the Yellow Point Junction. We've done the North Winterfell line, and we did the Northeast Isle of Man line. We've gone around the Green line, and we are coming back to the base on the Gray line. So what we have here is an attempt at a 100% man-made village constructed from the ground up to be a big, powerful village. It has never succeeded to date, but you can see we try to make a nice bunkhouse with beds. Everybody gets a chest. I think we were going to put bread in all of them. And so you have all these people living here. They got their bell they can congregate at, campfires to keep them warm, and this was the job area thing. All the different job blocks we put in here. But the question was how to get villagers. And when we did this, we were very stupid and thought maybe the villagers would just wander in or spawn or something. If we made these things, didn't totally understand how job blocks worked, how the assignments worked. You put them near villagers and they accept them. They don't spawn villagers who then do that job. We were dummy-dums and didn't know that. So when we finally figured that out, I guess, we tried to import villagers and lassoed a villager on 2 occasions. And as you can see, there's a body of water there. I wonder what that is. Well, anyway, I don't know what's going on with these doors up here. There was something we thought about doors and villagers or something. We weren't totally getting it. It's embarrassing to admit we were so dumb. Anyways, you got your boats, right? Let's take a boat. Remember that canal on the Blue Dock line? Well, this is where it went. This is the other end of it, one of my little man-made canals. But it's not terribly long, yet it was still pretty tedious to build. And if we wanted to, we could recreate the old Blue Dock boat line all the way back to Isle of Man, where we just were very, very recently. And this is where I was before. Teased you about going up here and seeing what was up here. Well, now you know, a failed man-made village. So we grabbed villagers and we went through here, and you see how high the roof is? Well, it wasn't always that high. And we discovered that if you are transporting a villager and the roof is not at least that high, the villager dies. And then another time, something broke and the villager drowned. So the 2 times we managed to bring a villager through this canal, they both died, and we haven't tried since. Maybe we will again someday. But Portishead is going so well now, almost don't need this manufactured village. But the vision was to get something at a high functioning level for maximum effectiveness and whatnot. Blah, blah, blah. Back up the stairwell we go to our train line and our mine cart. And all we have to do, because this is the 101, this goes straight to the base, and we will be back at home, familiar territory once again. Now that all these secrets have been explored, here we go. See, even thought to make a bell for them. Come on, hit the power rail. Yes, so sort of like a pre-planned community. Look over yonder here. This is another canal that I built. It's the Orange Canal, and the idea between that was it connected the North and South Oceans, because we had that southern route that went all the way to Holland and whatnot, and these connected those two. You may notice this ginormous dirt structure in a perfect square standing here and be wondering what that's about. And I just want to say, don't worry about that. Look over here. You can see some interesting terrain and blue water. Suddenly the commentary gets incredibly insipid. But we're not far now. Look, we are, yes, closer than ever before. Just over the horizon. 200 blocks maybe. Not close enough to render, but there we go. The blue dock. Lava torch in the sky. Home sweet home. We've returned again. Just in time to change the episode from 6 to 7 as the count turns. Good old tree farm. Nice to see you again. And the base with the unfinished roof. I should do something about that. And we're back. See, told you. Look, the gray line comes back in a loop. Here we are again. Good times. Now, we have to decide, what are we going to do next? I guess the logical thing is we're going to have to go see the Woodland Mansion. Get on that terracotta line, and it will probably take multiple episodes to get to the Woodland Mansion, because there's a lot to see on the way. A lot of story and history, and it's best to just sort of canvas it in a semi-methodical way and just sort of go over it sufficiently once. Because in the future, as we jump from project to project, and have new ideas and time-lapse sped-up construction events. These routes and these journeys will go by in a super blink of an eye by intentional design, as mentioned before multiple times, as that's going to be the style of this documentation in this channel. Isn't that right? Which one are you? Pandora. How's your litter box doing? Oh, I forgot to bring you guys fish. I'm sorry. Should get a fishing pole and go find some water and get these poor cats some fish, don't you think? Alright. Well, guess that's gonna do it. I think I've already used this screenshot, so where should we set the camera for the episode break? How about we run up here and make sure we don't fall off. .508, 143 or so. 144. Alright, that looks like as good a place as any. Till next time.